Your brain on porn. The science you were never taught. This isn't about morality. It's about neurology. You didn't plan for it to become a habit. Nobody does. It started small. Curiosity, boredom, stress relief. But slowly, the frequency increased. The content escalated. And real life, real people, real intimacy, real motivation started feeling strangely dull in comparison. That feeling has a name. It has a mechanism. And understanding it is the first step to reversing it. Part 1. What's happening inside your brain? The dopamine system gets hijacked. Dopamine is not the pleasure chemical. It's the anticipation chemical. It fires in response to the expectation of reward, not the reward itself. It's what keeps a gambler pulling the lever long after the fun is gone. Pornography triggers one of the strongest dopamine responses the human brain can produce. Not because of any single piece of content, but because of infinite novelty. Every click delivers something new. The brain never settles. It just keeps chasing. There is no finish line. That's the point. Neuroscientist Nicholas Tinbergen called this supernormal stimulation, a manufactured stimulus so far beyond anything the brain evolved to handle that it overrides the natural reward system entirely. Your brain isn't weak, it's being outmatched. Tolerance builds, just like a drug. Every time dopamine floods the brain in high quantities, the brain reduces its dopamine receptors, a process called downregulation, identical to what happens in cocaine addiction and gambling disorder. The result? What excited you last month stops working. You need more. You need extreme. Researchers at Cambridge University found compulsive porn users displayed the same neural signatures as drug addicts: craving, tolerance, and measurable withdrawal responses. This is not a character flaw. This is your brain adapting. And the adaptation costs you more than you realize. 3 things that get damaged: the prefrontal cortex, your brain's impulse control center. Neuroimaging studies show chronic pornography use reduces gray matter volume here, weakening your ability to resist any impulse, make clear decisions, and follow through on goals. Not just one habit, everything. Sexual response. A 2014 study in JAMA Psychiatry directly linked porn consumption to reduced sexual satisfaction with real partners. Pornography-induced erectile dysfunction is now documented in men as young as 17. Real human intimacy stops registering as sufficient. This is not psychological, it is neurological. Everyday joy. Because dopamine receptors are down-regulated broadly, daily life loses color. Food tastes less satisfying. Music hits less hard. A persistent inability to feel pleasure, clinically called anhedonia, sets in. Most people in recovery say this is the most shocking effect. Not the shame, the grayness, the loop that keeps you stuck after a session. Dopamine crashes below baseline. Guilt and shame follow. Those feelings are uncomfortable, and the brain reaches for the exact thing that caused the discomfort. Each escape deepens the neural pathway. The habit strengthens automatically. This is not a failure of willpower. It is a neurochemical trap. Recognizing it as such is where recovery begins. Part 2. The science of getting out your brain can heal completely. The same neuroplasticity that allowed pornography to rewire your reward system can rewire it back. Every day you choose differently, old pathways weaken, new ones form. Research points to meaningful neurological recovery, beginning around 90 days of abstinence. The healing happens at the cellular level, whether you feel it or not. What recovery actually requires: replace the dopamine source. Don't just remove pornography, replace it. Exercise is the most powerful tool. It triggers dopamine, serotonin, and BDNF, a protein that promotes new neuron growth. Cold exposure, creative work, and genuine social connection all rebuild the reward system through healthy pathways. Recovery is not white-knuckling through cravings. It is rebuilding your brain's reward circuitry. Design your environment. Your impulse control center is already weakened. Don't depend on willpower. Install blockers. Identify high-risk windows. Late night, alone, stressed, emotionally drained. Interrupt those moments preemptively with a physical action. Make relapse inconvenient. Make healthy behavior automatic. The environment always beats willpower. Surf the urge. Clinical research shows urges peak and pass in 15 to 20 minutes, if not acted on. An urge is not a command, it's a wave. Observe it. Let it peak. Let it pass. Each time you do, that neural pathway weakens. Over time, the waves get smaller. Address what's underneath. Pornography is almost always a coping mechanism for stress, loneliness, or emotional pain. Abstinence without addressing the root cause has a high relapse rate. Cognitive behavioral therapy and acceptance and commitment therapy both have strong clinical evidence here. Professional support is not weakness, it's precision. What the science concludes: pornography addiction is neurologically real, measurable, and mechanistically identical to other behavioral addictions. It is not a moral failing. It is a brain that adapted to a stimulus it was never designed to handle. But the science says something else just as clearly. The brain heals. The receptors recover. The damage reverses. Recovery is not a feeling, because early on, the feeling will lie to you. It is a decision, made with accurate information, repeated daily, until the biology catches up. The brain you want back is not gone. It has been waiting. Sources: Cambridge Behavioral Neuroscience Institute, JAMA Psychiatry, 2014. Clinical Addiction, Neuroscience Literature.